Hello, RAP students. This is Dr. Smith here with you again. We are going to do some test-taking strategies and practice problems to help you with testing for 4th grade mathematics, okay? So I'm going to do a few problems, and what I want to focus on is making sure that you have your list of strategies, especially if you're just starting this, but if you've been doing it for a while, you can see how well you do without it, but just keep it close, just so you can refer to it if you need to. So let's go ahead and get started. I have some problems up on the board, and I want you to take a minute to look at them and read through them, see if you can figure out what exactly they want you to do, and then we'll come back. You can even pause the tape if you like and read them, and we'll come back and we'll do it together, okay? The first problem, which equation is true when r equals 7? And so you can always do this if you need to remind yourself that you want to pick the number statement that is going to be true. And we want to remember that r equals 7. So there's several ways that you can do it. You can either just solve each answer by putting 7 in the equation, or using 7 in the equation to see if it's correct. That would probably be the best thing to do, actually. So let's get started. So just so you know, a good strategy would be to look at the factors. So 7 would be the factor that would go right here, and then you look at the factor on the opposite side of the equal sign. And what you can do is say the 6 times 7, because you're going to because r is 7, equal 30. And in this case, 6 times 7 equals 42. So we're going to mark that one out. Another way you can do it is if you just wanted to actually do longer division. It's not really long, but you could do 30 divided by 6, and you would get 5 as the answer. You could do it that way. But let's move on to B. What factors, or does 7 and 7 equal 54? 7 times 7 is what? 7 times 7 is 49. It's not 54. So we would mark that one out. Or if you decided to say 54 divided by 7, you wouldn't get 7 as the answer. Either way, there's 2 different ways you can solve it. I'm going to stick to the factor way just because you can see that much easier and quicker with me. Okay? So the 7 times 7 equal 49. And it does, so we can't mark that one out. Let's just leave it there. We're going to go through all of the problems and all of the answers, remember, because you never know what you may find. The 7, we're replacing it right here, 7 times 9, does that equal 72? What's 7 times 9? 7 times 9 is 63, so it can't be that one. And you have come to your answer, which is going to be C. Because 7 times 7 is 49. All right? Let's move on to the next one. Now, you've already read it, so we're going to read it together. And we're going to make sure we understand what it says. And we're going to circle or underline any key words or anything that's going to help us answer or remember anything in the problem. This figure is 4 units long and 4 units wide. And it shows it here. So we understand that. And then it says, using this diagram, which measures describe a rectangle that has the same area, I'm going to circle area, as the figure. So what I think about here is area. We do perimeter and area. Area is length times width. I'm going to put that in a triangle so it's not as confusing. So just because I saw area, I'm going to hold on to this in my head. And I look up and, oh, they gave me how long it is and how wide it is. So what's going to probably help me most is on our list, number 4 says come up with the answer before looking at answer choices. You might want to do that because the answer choices are here, but for some people, they might want to just go ahead and solve it first before they look at the answers. Some people work a different way. They might work backwards. If you're really good with numbers and really quick, sometimes you'll see the numbers really quickly. But be careful not to get tripped up because somebody might try that's helped writing this test might decide to throw something a little tricky in. So just take your time. You don't have to rush. Just make sure you read everything carefully. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and solve the area for this figure, okay? So the area equals length, which is 4 units. Oops, I might want to spell units right. 4 units times 4 units. So 4 times 4 is what? It's 16. So we'll have 16 units. All right? So now we have to come down here and figure out which one of these equals up to 16 units, okay? Because we're looking for which one is the same area as this diagram here, okay? So 5 units long and 3 units wide. 3 times 5 equals 15. And now let's go to B. 8 units long and 2 units wide. 8 times 2 equals 16. 10 units long. You notice that I'm saying everything because you just want to make sure that this is the same length and width, because what if they throw something else in? So 10 times 6, because this is units wide, 10 times 6 is 60. And then you have 12 units long and 4 units wide. 12 times 4 equals 48. So which one has the same area? Our area we came with up here is 16. And B is going to have the same area. So your answer choice is going to be B. And you want to make sure it's the best answer. It is, because all the other ones you can mark out because they don't equal 16 at all, okay? Okay, just so you understand, if you aren't paying close enough attention, you could get confused and you could add 10 plus 6 to get 16. But you do not add unless you are solving for perimeter. For area, you only multiply. So please remember that, okay? And also, if you have 10 units long, you have to do it twice with perimeter. So they just put things there that could get you confused if you're not sure, okay? And also in the bottom, if you were to add 12 plus 4, you could get 16. So just make sure that you are taking your time and going through this. Remember, we do the key words to remind ourselves. This is area we're doing. And you notice that I put the solution up here, the formula for it. I put area equals length times width to remind myself to do that, okay? To multiply. So don't let them trip you up. All right, number 3. Chantel has 56 stickers. She will give all of the stickers to 8 friends. Each friend will receive the same number of tickets. So I'm going to go ahead before we really get into it, and I'm going to underline some stuff like 56 tickets because that's how many she has. And we're going to say how many friends she has. She has 8 friends. She's going to give them all to the friends. Each friend will receive the same number of tickets. So I want to make sure I know that. Which equation will help Chantel decide how many stickers, which is N, to give to each friend? So we need to know that N is the number of stickers that she's going to give to each friend, okay? So if she has this many stickers, we have to understand what's being asked. We did we had our keywords circled or underlined, whatever you want to do to help you answer the question. And now we know that we pretty much have to figure out how many stickers that Chantel's going to give each friend. But they want to know the equation that you would use. So we could use the list, and it says come up with the answer before looking at answer choices. For some people, that may be the best thing to do, so they don't get confused by the answer choices. So you need to know if we're going to add, subtract, multiply, divide, and because we need to know how many each person's going to get, I would say division is going to be what you're going to have to do. And if you want to go ahead and solve it, you can. You know that she has 8 friends, and you know that there are 56 tickets. So what I would do is say, what math facts equal 56? And make sure you choose a math fact that has an 8 in it. So hopefully that comes to mind. You go through it, and you start thinking of the 8s. 8 times 1, 8 times 2, all the way up, and then you go, okay, wait a minute. 8 times 7. I think 8 times 7, and that is true. So they ask what equation will help you decide how many stickers each one gets. So you have to figure out, because we just did multiplication, 8 times 7 equals 56. See if they have anything like that in your answers. So A is division. So if you were to if you thought the answer choice of how many stickers each one was going to get was 7, try plugging it into the unknown letter here. So 7 divided by 8, does it equal 56? It does not. So that wouldn't work for that one. You can always cross it out if you want to go ahead and cross it out. So put 7 in this place. 8 times 7 equals 56. Is that true? It is. So we'll leave it. So what if we did 56 minus 7? That would be, doesn't really matter, right? Because it's subtraction. So we're going to take that offside if that doesn't help us decide how many each gets, because we're just taking 7 stickers from the amount she has. Tells us nothing. All right. Next, 56 minus 8. Does it equal 7? It doesn't, and it's still subtraction, so we're going to go ahead and mark it off the list. You may have a different way that you might like to do that, but for the most part, you have to know what type of math you're going to do for this problem. And you're going to need to know your math facts, your multiplication tables, and that's pretty much what's right here, okay? So that would be our answer. All right. And as you see, we did mark out any questions that didn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay? All right. Let's do the next one. What value for M makes this equation true? So I'm going to circle M just so I remember. And you want to know what's true. So I'm just going to look at the problem. M divided by 7 equals 7. And the first thing that I would think, because what we're going to do on our list is we're going to try and answer the problem before looking at all the answers. Some people may want to look at the answers first. We're going to do it this way because it's easier probably for some people to look at the answer first. But if you notice, 7 and 7 are going to be the factors that add up to M, okay? So if you were to change this around, you would want to know 7 times 7 equals M, okay? You see the pattern there? So 7 times 7 equals what? It equals 49. Now you can check your answer just to make sure. If you put 49 divided by 7, will it equal 7? It should equal 7. So now that you have some type of an idea what your answer is going to be, let's go look at your answers. A is 1. Does 1 divided by 7 equal 7? That's a trick, because 1 times 7 equals 7, but that's not what we're trying to do. It's not a multiplication symbol, okay? Oh, almost. I meant to mark it out, not circle it. Okay? All right, the next one, 14 divided by 7. Does it equal 7? 14 divided by 7 is 2. So that would not be correct. Next one, 42 divided by 7. Does it equal 7? It doesn't. It equals 6. So it can't be that one. And now we're at our right answer. I know I'm doing all of this, but everybody thinks differently, so I'm trying to go through it the longer way. If it comes to you quicker, that's great for you. So do what works for you, okay? Just make sure you don't rush through it, all right? So our answer is going to be D, 49, to make the problem true, okay? Now, let's move on to number 5. The perimeter, I'm going to go ahead and circle that. The perimeter of this Pentagon is, and they gave us the answer to the perimeter, 52 centimeters. Okay? Now, here's the chance for you to look at the diagram down here and see what the Pentagon looks like. And what they've done is they've put all the measurements on. So each side, this side is 10 centimeters. That's if you can't tell. 10 centimeters on that side, 12 centimeters here, and 12 centimeters there. And you have to somehow figure that one out, because it says, what is the missing length? So we know that we need to find the missing length. Now you think, this is perimeter. What do I know about perimeter? I got it circled for a reason. Perimeter is, I'll stick it over here. Length plus length plus width plus width. So all the sides added together. This is addition, okay? So you can start by trying to solve the problem so far. You know that the perimeter is 52 centimeters. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add up all the sides. 10 plus 10. I'm going to leave the units off just for space. 12 centimeters and 12 centimeters. And then we have the one that's left. And I'm going to make it, I'm just call it X. Okay? So what you can do here is you can go ahead and add up all of the sides. So 10 plus 10, you can write this out. It's a great idea to write it out on your test. I'm going to do it right here. We're going to do 10 plus 10 plus 12 plus 12. You know, people can do math in their head, but sometimes on a test, if you start to rush or you just make a careless mistake, it could cost you the answer, okay? So 2 plus 2 is 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So your answer right now is 44 on this side. So I'm going to go like this. Right now, without X in it, it's 44. And now we have to figure out what's left, right? So I'm going to try and get a little space over here. 52 minus 44 equals, we're going to borrow from the 5 and make it a 4. And then we're going to make the 2 a 12. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Okay, and then 4 minus 4 is 0. So what is left to get us to 52 is going to be 8. All right? So now let's go see if we can find 8 centimeters. Okay? We're looking at A. That's 6. That can't be it. Let's look at B. We have 8. Okay, we're just going to hold tight. We're going to read all of the answers, remember? And then C is 9. We know it's not 9. And D is 10. And we know it's not 10. So we're good. We can go ahead and select B and be confident that we've looked at everything and we know that we solved for the right thing, okay? Okay, so I hope that was very helpful. If you had any problems with it, I suggest you continue to practice. Definitely get problems that are similar to the ones that you had some issues with or that were a little bit tougher for you to do. You can always ask, like I said, your RAP family. You can ask your teachers at school for some problems that you can work. Or if you need help with them, you have them to ask. And like I said, continue to practice, practice, practice. And always exercise your mind as well as your body. And I hope to see you soon.